Welcome back to another Todd E. Walnuts collection overview video. And a couple days ago, I posted a poll in the community tab asking which video you'd like to see next. And Criterion won, so we're going to do that video today. Scream Factory came in second place, so that will be an upcoming video this weekend. I'll upload that. I don't have the biggest Criterion collection in the world, but I'm pretty proud of the ones that I have. They're pretty much the standard when it comes to movie releases. Criterion is top shelf. They were the first ones to ever start doing commentary tracks and using widescreen format, and they're very detailed and in depth with their bonus features and the quality of their print and all that stuff. So what you see in front of you are the two full shelves of Criterion movies I have, and I have Blu-ray and DVD mixed together in this video. I have a little bit of overspill here in the corner, and then a couple box sets that I'm going to go through. So this shouldn't be too long of a video, but every time I say that, it ends up being really long. So it's going to be as long as it takes. I'm not in any hurry. So get yourselves relaxed, get a beverage, get a snack, kick your feet up, light a candle, turn the lights out. Grab your wife. Tell your wife to come and watch with you, or your husband, or however you roll. So let's check out this collection. So I have about 100 titles, and like I said, there are people who have way bigger collections than I do, but this is not a competition. I don't ever look at it as a competition. It's fun to collect these kind of movies, and a lot of these movies are kind of artsy, so they're a little bit above, over my head, I guess. I like the horror releases and the westerns and the samurai, the Japanese cinema are really good. So this is where you guys come into play. After we're done with this video, you guys can take notes of the ones that I have, and hopefully I will give you some suggestions for your collection. But more importantly, I would like you to give me some suggestions of what Criterion releases I'm missing. And I know I'm missing a lot, and I do plan on picking up quite a bit this year. I didn't pick up too many last year, but they do have some really nice sales, at least a couple times a year, 2-3 times a year. They have a 50% off sale. And that's the best time to kind of stockpile these movies because they're normally about 40 bucks a piece for the Blu-rays. And obviously when it's 50% off, you can get them for about 20 bucks. Also, Amazon does sell these, and they have sales on Amazon quite a bit as well. And I picked up some from Amazon. I think the last time I recorded a Criterion video, I went by spine number, but this time we're going to go by alphabetical order. I kind of switched it up a little bit. I was doing some cleaning, and I put them back alphabetically instead of by the numbers, but you can do it either way. You can do whatever you want to do with your own collection. That's the beauty of it. So I'm starting with numbers. I only have one that has a number on it, and then I'm going A to Z after that. So the ones that I definitely grab always are the Alfred Hitchcock movies and the Akira Kurosawa movies. I try to grab all of those all the time. I think those are excellent, two excellent directors, and I have to have those movies. Of course, Alfred Hitchcock is one of the best to ever do it. Same thing with Kurosawa. So this is from 1935. This is an oldie. But these Hitchcock movies are timeless classics, man. These are great. At the end of the video, I'm going to take some of these into my bedroom, and we'll do kind of a POV on the bed of some of these box sets that I have here. We'll open those up, and we'll go through those at the very end of the video. The next one, I really enjoyed this movie a lot. This is called Ace in the Hole. It's about a reporting scandal, and it actually turns into a very dangerous job that these guys put on for the newspaper, trying to get ratings. Um, it's been a long time since I watched this movie, but it was really good. And Kirk Douglas gets trapped in a it's either a mine or a cave. And this is a Billy Wilder movie from 1951. 111 minutes, black and white. Comes in this big digipack. Maybe I'll take this one in the other room too. Open that up and show you guys all the insides and stuff. Here's one that's a really artsy movie. This is another one that I just can't get into, and this is another one where I think there's a lot of people who say this is a great movie, and I really wonder if they've really ever watched this. This is a Willem Dafoe movie by Lars von Trier called Antichrist. It's just, to me, it's not very good at all. I doubt that I would ever watch that again. And I rarely get rid of movies in my collection, but I think I'm probably going to get rid of that one. The next one is this is based on a true story. It's a serial killer movie called Badlands. It's a Terrence Malick movie, and it came out in 1973. And this was based on the killing spree of Starkweather, Charles Starkweather. And this is a 4K restoration. I thought this was pretty good. It's very, very tame compared to some other serial killer type movies, but this was pretty good. It was very well acted. And you see Martin Sheen there and Sissy Spacek. Here's another one I thought was visually stunning. This was a beautiful, gorgeous movie about nuns that live up in the mountains. It's called Black Narcissus. And the filming technique and the photography and all the settings are beautiful in this movie. It's very well done. And this movie came out in 1947. This is one I definitely recommend if you love movies with great atmosphere. I really enjoyed that one. And here's a timeless classic, Black Stallion. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to close the blinds behind me just to see if we can get rid of that reflection. Be right back. Okay, so hopefully that helps a little bit. So I closed the drapes and I put the flash on the camera. But this is a great movie. I remember reading this book when I was in, I think, middle school. And this one is also in a 4K restoration. The next one is the original, The Blob, starring Steve McQueen, the King of Cool. And everybody laughs about this one, that McQueen is supposed to be a high school student in this movie, and he doesn't look anywhere near that age. But this is still a fun movie. And to me, this is one of the cases where the remake is better than the original. So this one came out in 1958, and the remake came out 30 years later, 1988. And the remake owns this one. The remake is really, really good. This one's good too. Here's one that I haven't watched yet. I haven't even taken it out of the plastic yet. This one's called Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, and this is a Russ Meyer movie. And of course, when you watch a Russ Meyer movie, there's lots of boobies and nudity and stuff like that, and scantily clad females, gorgeous women. And this one came out in 1970. And I need to pop this one in at some point. I just haven't gotten around to checking that one out. Next one is a horror movie from the early 80s from a very fine director, David Cronenberg. This is called The Brood from 1979, 92 minutes. This one is the director approved Blu-ray with special edition features here. If you want to pause and read those, you're more than welcome to do that. Let me see if I can get that glare off of there so you can read. Some really good stuff in there. There's a lot of really good bonus features. Here's another horror movie. This one's from the early 60s. 1962, Carnival of Souls. It's a creepy movie. It's a fun movie. 4K transfer. Here's a Val Lewton. Sorry about that. Trying to do this smooth here, but I always enjoy Val Lewton's movies, and I've been pricing a box set, the DVD box set from Val Lewton. It's always been pretty expensive, but I'm going to be pulling the trigger on that pretty soon. It's gone down a little bit over the years, but it's high time I add that to the collection. Val Lewton was a great director. Here is this is a kind of a timeless comedy, I guess. I think people like this one a little bit more than I do, but it's okay. The soundtrack is amazing. I like McConaughey. He's one of my favorite actors, and it took me a while to get into this movie, but it's grown on me over the years. This is Dazed and Confused from 1993. Here's a slasher movie called Don't Look Now, starring Donald Sutherland. 1973. Director approved Blu-ray. Ton of special features. Again, it's a 4K transfer. This movie blew me away. I thought it was amazing. This is Double Indemnity, starring Fred MacMurray and Barbara Stanwyck. Also, Edward G. Robinson is in here. Barbara Stanwyck was nominated for an Oscar for her role in this movie, but in my opinion, Fred MacMurray acted circles around her. That might have been one of his best roles, Fred MacMurray. It didn't even seem like him, because when I think of Fred MacMurray, I think of like Disney movies and kind of, kind of the Prince clown of comedy. But he was kind of a no nonsense grifter in this movie, and it was really good. I really recommend this one. It's the 4K edition of it. Here's the first Kurosawa movie in this video, and this is Dreams from 1990. $120 running time. So this is in Japanese language with English subtitles. Here's the first DVD. This is Equinox. This one comes with 2 versions of the film. And the story behind this one is one of the versions of the film are a student project. And it's very low budget. And it was for a class. I don't know if it was for a film school or high school or college. I don't know what the class was. But they include that very rough first movie in here as a kind of a bonus feature, I guess. And then some years later, they redid the movie with a bigger budget, more money, and this is a pretty good movie. I like it. Creature feature movie, kind of almost a Bigfoot type monster. I could have probably added this in with my Bigfoot movies. Here's a Wes Anderson animated movie called Fantastic Mr. Fox from 2009 already. Wow. This one has pretty good animation. I don't know if you would really call it animation or kind of stop motion. It's kind of hard to describe, but this is a fun movie. I really enjoy it. Here's one that I picked up at a thrift shop last, it was either last year or the year before. You rarely see Criterion movies at a thrift shop, and I think this was only like 20 bucks. I mean, I'm sorry, $2. And this is the DVD of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. This is spy number 175. And this, I'm trying to see when this movie came out. 1998. It's kind of a see-through slipcover that goes over the top. I'll buy Criterion DVDs for $2 all day long. Next one is another Hitchcock movie called Foreign Correspondent. This one's from 1940. 120 minutes running time. Get a 2K restoration of the film. I know the Criterion company takes pride in kind of preserving some of these classics, and I really appreciate them for doing that. Here is the Godzilla Digipack that came out a few years ago. It's a really nice edition. Gojira. This is the 1954 Godzilla from Ishiro Honda. Maybe I'll take this in the other room too, and we'll open up that Digipack and go through it. This is another Wes Anderson movie, I believe. It is. And I didn't know anything. Ugh, I have cotton mouth. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Okay. So yeah, my mouth was really dry. My tongue was actually sticking to the roof of my mouth when I was trying to form words, and it wasn't working. So I went and got myself a bottle of water, and we're back at it. It kind of reminded me of that George Thorogood song, you know, when your mouth be getting dry, you plenty high. But anyway, I really loved this movie. I thought it was great. This one's kind of an artsy movie, but it was very well done. It's a typical Wes Anderson movie. It's very colorful, very character driven. There's a lot of different characters in this movie. It's the Grand Budapest Hotel from 2014. And this was one of the cases that when I went in watching this movie, I didn't have any expectations at all, and I was pretty blown away. It was good. So that was a good buy for me. I enjoyed that movie. I'm sure probably most people have seen that one by now. If you haven't, do check it out. The next one is called Harakiri. This is a Masaki Kobayashi movie from 1962. I love these old samurai movies, black and white Japanese samurai movies. Really good. This is a 133 minutes running time. Again, it is in Japanese audio, Japanese language with English subtitles. There's a box that I had to get. These guys were great. This is the box set of the Beatles' A Hard Day's Night from 1964, the Fab Four. They took America by storm. They took the world by storm. These guys were amazing. Great, great band. This is a 4K restoration, and I'm very glad to own this one. Maybe I'll take this in the other room too. We'll take a look at that. Here's a very old kind of a witchcraft documentary called Hacks and Witchcraft Through the Ages. This is the DVD of it. This is from 1922. This might be the oldest movie I own, I think. And it's a Swedish movie. And it has, well, these old movies like that were silent movies, but they would have like narration cards throughout the movie. And it says here that they have them translated to English. Looks like there's a short selection of outtakes. So even over 100 years ago, when they were making movies, they were still keeping the outtakes. That's pretty funny. I did upgrade that one to Blu-ray, so that's this one. Same exact movie, just an upgrade to Blu-ray. (1958) Hidden Fortress, another Kurosawa movie. 139 minutes running time. You do not get shortchanged when you buy a Kurosawa movie. I mean, it's over 2 hours long. 2K restoration of the film. Another Kurosawa movie called High and Low from 1963. I think this is a film noir. Let's see. Toshiro Mifune is unforgettable as Kingo Gondo, a wealthy industrialist whose family becomes the target of a cold-blooded kidnapper. Yeah, so he did kind of try his hand at film noir. Film noir was very popular in the 60s, 50s. Next one is Howard Hawks, His Girl Friday, starring Cary Grant, who was always a great actor. This one's from 1940. It seems weird to have these movies, that were 80 years, 100 years old. But that's the magic of movies. They'll never die. There, as long as somebody keeps putting them out, they're always going to stay alive. The next one is House. And this is another one that everybody tells me, you got to watch it. You got to watch it. And still, yet to this day, I have not watched House from 1977. It's not that I don't want to, I just usually forget about it. It's in Japanese language with English subtitles. They compare it to a psychedelic ghost tale. Some special features here. Next one's called Akira. It's another Kurosawa movie. 1952. 143 minutes, man. That guy really gives you your money's worth. It's a 4K transfer. Truman Capote's In Cold Blood from 1967, directed by Richard Brooks. It's a true crime story about a family that was murdered in 1959, a family of 4 in Kansas. And it's a documentary style movie, which I do like those kind of movies. This movie is excellent. I really like this one a lot. This is the 1932 edition of Island of Lost Souls. Now, this movie has been remade a couple different times, and I always enjoy the remakes too, but this one's really good. This one stars the great Charles Laughton and Bela Lugosi, or Bela Lugosi, based on the novel by H.G. Wells. This is a really good one. 70 minutes running time. This is another Japanese animated movie called Jellyfish Eyes from 2013. This was a gift to me from Jordan, who has given up 96. He sent this to me a few years ago. 101-minute running time. It's in Japanese language with English subtitles. Here's a Western called Jubal from 1956, starring Glenn Ford, Ernest Borgnine. Elmer Daves directed it. It's a 4K restoration. It says a trio of exceptional performances by Glenn Ford, Ernest Borgnine, and Rod Steiger. What a cast. Wow. Some more Japanese cinema goodness here. This is Kurosawa's Kagemusha, 1980. 180 minutes running time, a 3-hour movie. And it's in Japanese language. Here's another one that was excellent. This, not only is this a great movie, but this is the kind of movie you can watch over and over and not get sick of it. There's certain movies like that for me that I can watch over and over and never get sick. Pulp Fiction is another one. There's more, but this is one just like that, The Killing from 1956. A bank heist. A successful bank heist, but the gang who orchestrate the bank heist start to kind of fall apart. They get paranoid and they start turning on each other. And you'll have to tune in and see what happens. This is a movie by Stanley Kubrick. I definitely recommend that one if you haven't watched it. Is it a bank heist or did they rob a race? It was a racetrack. That's what it was. It wasn't a bank. It was a motor racetrack. Here's a double feature called Lady Snowblood and Lady Snowblood Love Song of Vengeance. Lady Snowblood came out in 1973, and Part 2, Love Song of Vengeance, came out a year later, 1974. Both in Japanese language. Here's a really good and spooky Hitchcock movie called The Lady Vanishes, 1938. Excellent movie. Okay, the next one is called The Lodger, Alfred Hitchcock from 1927. They're calling it a story of the London fog. It's a silent picture, and they're saying it's tinted black and white. You know how some of those old silent movies, they almost kind of look like they're almost like a brownish tone, or kind of like maybe even like a goldish tone to it. 90-minute running time, 2K restoration. These black and white movies, when they're touched up a little bit, like in 2K or 4K, they look absolutely amazing. They look really great. Here's another one I'll take in the other room, and we'll go through this one. It's called Lone Wolf and Cub. This is a great series. This is excellent. So you get, I believe, what is it, 6 movies here in the 2K transfer. So you get, let's see here, you get Sword of Vengeance, Baby Cart at the River Styx, Baby Cart to Hades, Baby Cart in Peril, Baby Cart in the Land of Demons, and White Heaven and Hell. These are movies that came from Japanese comics, or manga they call it, which I do have I have a box set with the manga in it. These movies are really, really good. I'll take that in the other room. Next one is another movie that's been remade a couple times. I believe this is the original, the first one. There may have been one before this from 1963. This is Lord of the Flies. This is another book that we had to read in school, and we watched the movie in class after everybody was done reading the book. It was a good movie. The next one is called The Lure. I think this is a Polish movie. I have to check the back. From 2015. I always forget. I know it's a foreign movie. I don't know if it's Polish exactly. Let's see. Genre-defying horror musical mashup. The bold debut of Polish director, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce that there. "92 minutes running time." It's in Polish language with English subtitles. Here's one of Fritz Lang's classics, and he was another great director from Germany. And this is just simply called M from 1931, starring Peter Lorre. Peter Lorre always played a creepy, kind of a villain guy. 110-minute running time. Look at all the bonus features you get here. Here's a DVD I picked up at a thrift shop. I don't know anything about this one, but like I said earlier in this video, anytime I see a Criterion movie in a thrift shop, as long as it's in good condition, and this was another one like $2, I'll definitely grab it. This one's called Magnificent Obsession from 1954. 108 minutes running time. Rock Hudson is in. They're saying this was his breakthrough role here. There's another Hitchcock movie, The Man Who Knew Too Much, another Peter Lorre movie from 1934. There's the bonus materials. They even give you a restoration demonstration of how they save these movies and clean them up. Oops, sorry about that. Two more here on this shelf. And you have McCabe and Mrs. Miller, Robert Altman movie from 1971. Starring Warren Beatty and Julie Christie. And the last one on shelf one is another one I'll bring in the other room. And this is a little DVD box set. I don't think that they've ever upgraded this one to Blu-ray yet. Maybe they have, I don't know. But this is a 2-pack. It's actually there's more than, well, there's 2 cases in here, and you get 4 movies. You get First Man into Space, and you get Corridors of Blood, and you get the Atomic Submarine, and way up at the top up here you get the Haunted Strangler. So you get 4 horror movies in this nice box set. Oop, almost dropped it. So the Haunted Strangler came out in 1958, 79 minutes running time. Corridors of Blood, 1959. First Man into Space, 1959, and The Atomic Submarine, 1959. Boris Karloff. 4-disc set. So I will pause it here for a moment, take a drink of water, and we'll knock out shelf 2. So the first one here, we're in the M's still, and the first one is a digipack of Mulholland Drive from David Lynch. And if that cover looks blurry, it's because that's the design of the cover, not my blurry phone for once. This one came out in 2001. And the next one is a Terrence Malick movie called The New World. Another beautifully shot movie from 2005. Comes in this nice thick digipack. 172 minutes running time. It's almost 3 hours long. So you can watch it in English or Algonquin, which is a native tongue with English subtitles. 4K restoration. Another classic Western with Henry Fonda, My Darling Clementine, directed by John Ford, 1946. Here's a classic. Everybody should own this, whether even if you're not a horror fan, just for the historical value of this film. Night of the Living Dead from 1968. George A. Romero classic. I know that they have a 4K release of this now, but I'm going to just stick with this Blu-ray. Here's a take on the Titanic. I couldn't think of it for a second. It's called A Night to Remember from 1958. 123 minutes running time. This is just, it's a movie about the Titanic that came out way before the movie Titanic. Here's Alfred Hitchcock's Notorious, great movie, 1946. The Master of Suspense, he always did it great. The guy was gifted. I mean, he could spin gold. This is a 4K restoration of the movie. Here's a Western starring Marlon Brando and directed by Marlon Brando, One-Eyed Jacks, 1961. 141 minutes running time, 4K digital restoration. Here's a Japanese samurai horror, kind of a ghost story. This was a really good movie called Onibaba. It's about a couple of women who lure in samurai warriors and get them to let their defenses down, or to kind of let their guard down, and then they kill the samurai, dump their bodies in a pit, and then steal their equipment to sell it. 1964, 102 minutes running time. This is a really good movie. It's in Japanese with the English subtitles. Here's Guillermo del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth. This is a very bizarre, creepy movie, but it's very well done. Pan's Labyrinth from 2006. Here's an old silent movie. This one's very well done too. I enjoyed it. I watched this one a couple times already. It's called The Phantom Carriage from 1921. So this is actually 1 year older than Haxan. Haxan came out in 1922, so this one's a little bit older. 106 minutes running time, tinted color. Here's one that I thought was really excellent. This is called Picnic at Hanging Rock. Comes in this nice thick box set. I'll bring this one in the other room and we'll go through it. This one's very good. This is another one of those movies. You can watch it more than one time and not get bored with it. This came out in 1975. I don't know if I mentioned that already. I recommend this one. If you haven't watched it, do check it out. Here's one of my favorite movies of all time, The Princess Bride. And this one comes in a digibook. I'll bring this one in the other room and we'll go through it. Movie from 1987. This is a fantastic movie. Such a great story, great characters. I love the actors in here. This is an amazing movie. And there's Wesley's famous quote, "As you wish." What a great movie. Here is a Fat Pack DVD called Ron, Special Edition. It's another Kurosawa movie. This one's out of print. I know for a while this one was going for some pretty big bucks. Comes with a 74-minute documentary. And you get a 28-page booklet. There's a lot of good stuff in this. Here's another Kurosawa movie called Rashomon from 1950. "88 minutes running time." It's a psychological thriller. It has a new digital restoration and a lot of other good stuff there. You do not get cheated when you buy Criterion stuff. Here's another Hitchcock movie starring Sir Laurence Olivier called Rebecca, 1940. 130 minutes running time. It's a 2 Blu-ray edition. You get the movie on Blu-ray and you get the there's so many bonus features. They had to put it on a Blu-ray. And all of these come with booklets. The next one is called Red River. It's a Howard Hawks movie starring John Wayne. If you want to see John Wayne play a bad guy, a villain in the movie, then watch Red River. This was very well done. It's about cattle rustling, cattle stealing. Movies from 1948. It also stars Montgomery Clift, who played a great role in this movie. He was excellent. John Wayne was excellent too. It was different seeing him as a villain. There are the bonus materials there. 1948. Here's a 1984 movie, comedy, Repo Man. 92 minutes running time. Quintessential cult film from the 80s. It's a sci-fi comedy movie. It's a 2-disc set. This is the DVD version of the movie. I never did upgrade this one. I don't know if I most likely I will not upgrade this one. I like the movie enough. Having the DVD on this one is fine for me. I don't really need to upgrade that one. Next one is called Ride the Pink Horse from 1947. 101-minute running time. It's a crime drama. And you get a nice, decent amount of bonus features. Again, a 2K restoration. I like those noir films like that. I thought this one was excellent. I've already watched this one at least a dozen times. No, probably like 5 times I watched this. This is Robinson Crusoe on Mars from 1964. This is a really good movie. This would be a good double bill if you wanted to have a little double feature night on a weekend or something. Pop a big bowl of popcorn, get some sodas or whatever you drink. Watch this one with Planet of the Vampires. And that would be a good little double bill. Robinson Crusoe on Mars. I really enjoy this one. Here's one that I think is incredibly overrated. I talked about this many times on the channel. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but I don't really care much for Rosemary's Baby. I don't think it's that good. 1968. I'm not really a fan of Roman Polanski. I just didn't really care much for this movie. I know a lot of people love it, but I'm being honest, I don't like it. The next one is the Samurai trilogy. This is a nice little set here. It's a heavy set. And you get, oh, here we go again with the blurry phone. So you get Samurai 1, Musashi Miyamoto. You get Samurai 2, Duel at Ichijoji Temple, and Samurai 3, Duel at Ganryu Island. I did the best I could pronouncing those. I don't know if that's probably way off. But these are movies from the 50s. So Samurai 1 came out in 1954, 2 came out in 55, and 3, 56. It's a 2-disc edition. And you get some pretty good special edition features there. The next one is called Sancho the Bailiff from 1954. Another kind of a digipack style. 124 minutes running time. And you get a nice little amount of bonus materials there. Next one is David Cronenberg's Scanners. This is the one that has that famous head explosion scene. And this is a movie from 1981. It's achieved cult status over the years, I think, just from that head explosion scene, on its own. I think a lot of people remember that scene from this movie. So it's a 3-disc set. You get a Blu-ray and 2 DVDs. You can see all the bonus materials there. It's not kind of, it's a horror sci-fi movie. The next one is Kurosawa's Seven Samurai from 1954. And this is kind of the original Magnificent Seven. That was kind of the U.S. take. They kind of made that movie from this movie, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. 207 minutes in Japanese with English subtitles. And this is the Blu-ray edition of it. The next one is an Ingmar Bergman movie called The Seventh Seal from 1957. It's in Swedish language with English subtitles. Next one's called Shock Corridor. This one was pretty good. It was kind of shocking. If I remember, it was about a reporter who tried to infiltrate a mental hospital. So by doing that, he had to become a patient in this mental hospital so he can kind of get the inside scoop of what was going on in there. And then he was going to report and get back out and write about it in the paper, I think it was. But they ended up thinking that he was really nuts, and he ended up becoming an actual patient. It's a movie from 1963, and I thought this was pretty good. A Samuel Fuller movie. Here's a classic. Everybody knows this movie, The Silence of the Lambs, 1991. I like this movie. I'm just not as crazy about this movie as a lot of other people are. I do like the movie, but I'm just not, goo goo gaga, big, huge fan of it. I think Anthony Hopkins does a great job as Lecter, Hannibal Lecter. So this is a 2 Blu-ray set in 4K restoration. I'm not really a Jodie Foster fan, and she was okay as Clarice, but I don't know. I like the movie. I just don't love the movie. The next one is called Solaris. I think this is a Russian movie from 1972. Yes, Russian with English subtitles. So this is a like a sci-fi movie about they're getting signals from outer space. Something's trying to communicate to Earth from space. Here's a Western called Stagecoach from John Ford, 1939. 96 minutes running time. John Ford did a lot of work with the Duke, John Wayne, and John Wayne is in here as well. And John Carradine is also in here too. These old Western movies are great. Some more samurai stuff. This is called Sword of Doom, 1966. I really enjoy samurai type movies. I think Japanese cinema is excellent. 121 minutes black and white. It's in Japanese with English subtitles. Get a little bit of bonus materials here. The Wandering Samurai. That's what they call them in the movie. This one's called They Live by Night, 1948. "95 minutes, black and white. Calling this a dark love story. And you get some pretty good bonus materials here. Next one is from an adaptation of an H.G. Wells story called Things to Come, 1936. 97 minutes running time. Restored into high definition. Nice little selection of bonus goodies there. Another Terrence Malick movie called The Thin Red Line, 1998. 171 minutes running time, almost 3 hours. And you get a bunch of bonus materials here. Three Outlaw Samurai from 1964. 93 minutes running time, Japanese language. Kurosawa's Throne of Blood, 1957. 109 minutes running time. Black and white, Japanese language. Look at that back cover with this just dripping, drenched in blood. A Touch of Zen. I still have yet to watch this one. I haven't even opened it. So I might as well address a question that I get often. Anyway, this movie is from 1971. A question I get often on this channel, and it's a good question to ask. But every once in a while, people will say to me, if I'm doing a collection overview video, why are all your movies sealed? Why don't you watch them? And the answer is, a lot of the times for movies I haven't watched yet, I keep them sealed until I'm ready to pop them in and watch. Other times they're sealed because I've seen them before or I have multiple editions of the same movie, if that makes sense. So it's a very good question. I understand why people are curious about that. And then sometimes it's just that I haven't watched the movie yet. That's all it is. It's not like I'm trying to keep these sealed for hopes of them becoming worth anything. That's not the case. So eventually, in a perfect world, I will get to watch every single one of these movies. I'll have time to do all that. But for right now, I have a watch pile, to watch pile that's a mile long. And I think that's a good thing. It's better to have too much to watch than nothing or not enough to watch, if that makes sense. So I hope that answers the questions out there. Every once in a while, I get that question. I think it's, the newer people who kind of stumble across my channel. So I've been asked that many times over the years. I have addressed that on this channel, and I just hope that kind of answers that question. Here is Traffic from 2000, starring Michael Douglas. This has a really great cast. 147 minutes running time. This one, let's go through the cast here. You get Don Cheadle, who is always an excellent actor. I love Don Cheadle. You get Benicio del Toro. He's pretty good in his own right. He's not bad. You get Michael Douglas, Dennis Quaid, and Michael Douglas's wife. I don't know if they're still married, but at the time they were, Catherine Zeta-Jones. And this is a good movie. It's a traffic. It's a illegal drugs movie. And it's Steven Soderbergh movie. It's been a while since I've watched this. I'm gonna have to pop that in and revisit that. I remember that being very good though. The next one here is a DVD edition of Two-Lane Blacktop. And this is a great movie by Monty Hellman, 1971. This one comes in a really nice, thick digibook. You get the screenplay. I'll take this in the other room too. This one has a really nice cast in it. You get James Taylor, the singer James Taylor. You get Warren Oates. You get Dennis Wilson, the singer from the Beach Boys. And this is a great movie. It says here at the top, I wasn't aware of this. It just says drag racing east from LA in a souped up 55 Chevy are the wayward driver and mechanic, singer songwriter James Taylor and the Beach Boys Dennis Wilson in their only acting roles. I didn't realize that. It's a shame because I thought they both did very well in this movie. You get music from one of my favorite of all time, Chris Christopherson. He's amazing. I think he's pretty much retired from singing now. He's been having some health issues. He's in his 90s, and I literally grew up since I was probably 3 years old walking around. My dad would play Chris Christopherson records, and he was one of my favorites of all time. And this is a really nice addition here, Two-Lane Blacktop. The next one is called The Uninvited, 1944 ghost story, haunted house movie. 99 minutes, black and white. Get a 2K upgrade or 2K scan. And you also get two radio adaptations from 1944 and 1949 starring Ray Milland. That's cool that they threw that in there. Next one is called Valley of the Dolls from 1967. 123 minutes running time. Surround sound. You get all these bonus materials here. The next one is it's another black and white silent movie, and this is excellent. I love this movie. It's called Vampire by Carl Theodor Dreyer, 1932. Now, I think I made a mistake last time of saying that this was silent. I've watched this movie a couple times and I can't remember if it's silent, but I think somebody corrected me and said, no, it is not. So this is a movie from 1932, 73 minutes running time, black and white, in German with optional English subtitles. It's a 2-disc set. I'm going to have to pop this one back in because I was thinking this is a silent picture, but it's not because it says there's a German language with English subtitles. So I have the DVD box set here, which is beautiful. It's a really nice set. And then I did upgrade this one to Blu-ray, which I haven't opened yet. But the DVD set is a little bit better just because it's bigger. It presents better. I don't know how much better the picture can look on this one because I remember the DVD quality being very, very good. I don't know how much better it could get as a Blu-ray, but I wanted to upgrade that one. Danish filmmaker Carl Theodor Dreyer. And let's see here. I'll pull these off to the side because I have two more to grab on this shelf. I'll just give myself a little space here. This is another excellent movie. This one blew me away when I first watched it. I have the DVD, which I've had for many years. As a matter of fact, I believe this was the very first Criterion movie I ever bought, and it was on DVD. This very same edition here, the black case. And I upgraded it to Blu-ray a few years ago, or a couple years, whenever it came out, I upgraded it. It's a movie from 1988, and the original title is called Sporlus or Sporlos. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's a very haunting movie about a guy who gets abducted on a vacation. He's with his friends on a vacation. He gets abducted and he gets buried alive. And I don't want to give anything else away, but what a horrible way to say I don't want to give anything away. It was just, to get buried alive is absolutely frightening. I can't think of anything worse than that. There's a lot of bad ways to go. You can burn to death. There's a lot of ways that you can get killed, or but that's got to be one of the worst ways to go, is to just slowly suffocate if you're buried. But there's the bonus materials there. This is one I definitely recommend if you haven't seen it before. Okay, so we'll kind of finish up this last little overspill here, and then I'll show you guys these box sets. And like I said, it'll probably be better for me to take these in the other room and put them on my bed. I think that's what I will do. Give myself a little more room. Let's see. Let me keep that there. Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3. There's 5 more releases here. You have Watership Down from 1978, which is an animated movie, and this is a horrible movie. It's definitely not a children's movie, though I know children have watched this over the years. It's a very depressing movie about how rabbits are kind of hunted down and killed. 92-minute running time. You get some pretty good bonus materials there. There was another one by the same company or same artist. It was about rabid dogs, and I can't remember the name offhand just now. But that was plague. I think it was called Plague Dogs. Dogs that had rabies, and that one was pretty brutal too. The next one is a 2-pack from Kurosawa called Yojimbo and Sanjuro, and they each come in their own case. Spine numbers 52 and 53. And these are from 1961 and 1962. Some more samurai stuff. And these are in Japanese again with English subtitles. Glad to have that little set. Here is the DVD edition of Videodrome, David Cronenberg's Videodrome. I've been meaning to upgrade this to Blu-ray, but it would be the same case that It's just a much smaller edition than this. I don't know if I really feel the need to upgrade this to Blu-ray. I probably will at some point, but this one's really cool though. It's made to look like a VHS tape, and I'll take this one in the other room too, and we'll get a better look at that one. And then this one, I've told this story many times here, and I know there's a fix now though. This one's called Walkabout, and I really loved this movie. It's a Australian movie about a couple of kids who get, I'm going to say, lost in the Australian outback, and they befriend an Aborigine who helps them. Movie came out in 1971, but there was a fatal flaw with this particular release, and it wasn't just my release. It was a known issue that it would get to a certain point in the movie and freeze, and it didn't matter what kind of a Blu-ray player you were watching it on. It was just a flaw in the disc, and there were probably hundreds, if not thousands, of discs with this problem. So the first time I had the issue, I didn't realize that it was a widespread issue. So I went and bought another one, and that one had that issue. And then I brought it back and got another one, and that one had the issue. So this one here that you see has never been viewed all the way through. But they have released this now on 4K. And I believe there's a British company that also released this. I don't know if it was Second Sight or 101 Films or Eureka. One of those companies over in Europe released this also, I believe, in 4K. So I never got to finish this movie, but everything that I saw in this movie, I really loved it. And I'm going to have to either upgrade this to Criterion 4K or get one of those British releases. But all in all, this was a great movie. It's a very weird movie. It's so strange how these kids get abandoned. I'm not going to ruin it if you haven't watched it, but yeah, it was the Australian outback looked really cool. Then I have this Zatoichi Blind Swordsman box set, and I watched a few of these. I'll take this in the other room. This is a pretty cool set. I think there's like 20 something movies in this set. I'm not going to count them all, but maybe it'll say in the description. But all those titles in gold at the top, those are all movies that are in this box set. And this box set sold out and it's out of print now, but they re-released a smaller box set with the same movies and everything. So the people who missed out on this first huge set were able then to get the smaller set. I think there's less things because there's a hardcover book in here, and I think the re-released set didn't have all that, the bells and whistles that this one did. Let me see if it mentions how many movies are in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think 27 then. 9 times 3. I'm just kind of freestyling here with my math. I don't know, but this is a really cool set, and I'm glad to have this. Zatoichi. Then I have the Guillermo del Toro trilogy. You get Kronos, The Devil's Backbone, and Pan's Labyrinth in this trilogy. I'll take this in the other room and we'll go through it. It's a nice little trilogy to have. And probably one of my favorite box sets from this company is called the Bruce Lee Greatest Hits. I'll take this in the other room as well. 506 minutes running time. It's a 7 Blu-ray special edition. So I will take that in the other room. But for now, I'm going to end the video. I'm going to take like a 15 or 20 minute break, and then we'll get back at it here. And for you guys, it's going to be a matter of just seconds. For me, I need to kind of move some things around in here, and then I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so I pulled a couple of boxes up here for for a little show and tell. I forgot to show this one. This is Godzilla, the Showa era films from 1954 to 1975. And we have a visitor. All right. Miss Hannah's in the house. What's up, Hanny? Good girl. All right. So this is a very unusual and poorly designed box set, if you ask me. I've been very, very gentle, and I've been storing this in a really nice spot. But the book is just starting to kind of bow. I don't know if you can see that. There was nothing stacked on this or even next to it. It's been kind of flat, laying flat in its own little space, and it's already kind of falling apart. I would have much rather had a box set like this for the Godzilla, but it is what it is. What are you gonna do? I mean, it looks cool. It's very colorful. I'm sure many of you have seen this already. I just wanted to include it for the simple fact that I forgot to show it earlier, and then might as well just do a little show and tell here. So you have some really, some info about each movie. You have some really colorful, detailed photos, and I mean, just as a book alone, it's pretty nice. But as a box set that's holding the movies, just not really the biggest fan of this packaging. So you get all the discs here. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 discs. They're all housed in these little cardboard slips. And that's the Godzilla Showa era films from 54 to 75. The next one up is called Monsters and Madmen. This is the 4 horror movies: First Man into Space, Corridors of Blood, The Atomic Submarine, and The Haunted Strangler. And it comes in kind of, it's not really the most protective, and it's not the highest quality box I've ever seen, but it looks pretty good. And then you get 2 different Amore cases in that set: Corridors of Blood and The Haunted Strangler. So you get 2 discs, you get a nice booklet. Let's see if we can pull this out without damaging it. And then you have the chapter stops there on the inside of the clear case. Pretty nice booklet. About a 20-page booklet, I'd say. And then each movie comes on its own disc here. You got Corridors of Blood and The Haunted Strangler. And I just wanted to see what was on the back, and it just looks like it's kind of a pattern, not really an image. And you have The Atomic Submarine and First Man into Space. Same thing, you have your own disc for each movie. Get the chapter stops, chapter menu there, and another little booklet. The Atomic Submarine, saving the world on a shoestring budget. So that's a nice little set. I really like that. I wish they would do more like this. Put a box set together with some of these kind of obscure black and white horror sci-fi movies from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. So that is the Monsters and Madmen box set. The next one is, oh, we got another visitor. Miss Heidi's here. Come on up. All right. Gang is all here. The band is back together. So this is a little digibook, and I think that's great. I think that's amazing that they came up with this idea, because in this movie, there's a boy who stays home sick from school, who was played by Fred Savage. And he's laying in bed, and his grandpa is reading him a book about this story. So it's so fitting that they made this movie into a digibook. I had to moisten my fingers a little bit. So here's the cast, and it was a great cast. All of these characters were so fun. Peter Falk was the grandfather. You have Billy Crystal and Carol Kane. They were a couple in this movie. Fezzik was played by Andre the Giant. He had a great role. Vizzini was played by Wallace Shawn. Inconceivable. Such a great cast. Prince Humperdinck was played by Chris Sarandon. He was the villain in the movie. Inigo Montoya was played by Mandy Patinkin. He was the swordsman. And just an excellent story, great cast. Rob Reiner directed it. Really nice. I was hoping that they would have a little more pictures in here, but that's when they were trying to poison our hero, but it didn't work. He turned the tables. That was a great scene. Nice little book, nice little collectible. I really like this. This was a great idea by Criterion. So that is The Princess Bride from 1987. Next is Lone Wolf and Cub box set. I like the color design on here. The box itself it's a little bit, it's not bad. I think we're pretty spoiled by like Vinegar Syndrome and Arrow Video these days, but this is not bad. I mean, it's pretty decent. The black and white and red looks really good together. And we already went over the movies earlier, but if you want to check, those are the movies that are included. This is Region A, by the way, in case my friends overseas are wondering. So it comes in this nice, there's a nice booklet. We'll go through that in a minute. It comes in this nice digipack. And you get 3 discs. There's no design on the back, so there's really no need for me to take the discs out. But I like that little, I'm usually not the biggest fan of digipacks just because they don't last as long. I prefer like a nice plastic box set, but a pretty cool set. This was pretty expensive when it first came out, but again, if you play the sales, if you kind of put money aside and wait for a big sale, you can make out like a bandit. And that's the best way to do it. And that's pretty much how I got my collection, by never paying full price. Save as much money as you can, especially if you're a collector like I am, like we are. If you're watching this video, then you're a collector too, and you know that not only is space in your house a premium, but money is a premium, and you want to keep buying stuff for your collection. So you want to be as smart as you can with value. So always try to hit the sales if possible. And just be patient. You know, they put a couple of sales out a year, and just kind of bide your time and just wait. make a list over time, watch some of these videos and make a list of the ones that you think sound good to you. And when the time comes for a 50% off sale, then you're ready to go and grab some stuff. But I do recommend this set. I recommend this series, and I think it's great. But at 50% off. The next one is the Bruce Lee box set, his greatest hits. Same type of packaging. 7 Blu-ray set. Here you get the Big Boss, Fist of Fury, The Way of the Dragon, Enter the Dragon, Game of Death, 1971 to 1978, 506 minutes. All these bonus materials here. So many I can barely get it in the frame. And another digipack. I did an unboxing of this a long time ago, but it's due for another one. I do have a lot of new subscribers since last time, so you may not have seen, or probably haven't seen, a lot of my videos before. There's the back, the packaging. Looks great. Black and yellow looks really nice together. And then all of the 7 discs are housed. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They look really nice. I know Arrow has recently released some of this stuff. I'm going to pass just because I don't really need to double and triple dip. I have a lot of other Bruce Lee stuff in my collection. But it's cool that Arrow released some of that stuff. And then this comes with like a little, it almost looks like a magazine. Yeah, Bruce was one of a kind, man. You don't really see anybody like this anymore. I know Jet Li was very popular for a while, and Jackie Chan, of course. But and they were great. They were very entertaining. But there's only one Bruce. There'll never be another Bruce. That's a very classic image. Oops. John Saxon. Oh, if you guys remember an actor named Bolo Young, he was always great too. He was one of my favorites when I was a kid. I used to watch Bolo Young. He was jacked up, man. He was cut. He looked like a statue. He was so built, and he was entertaining too. So that was the Bruce Lee box set, his greatest hits. Next up is the Guillermo del Toro box set, which includes Kronos, The Devil's Backbone, and Pan's Labyrinth. Comes in kind of a unique little box here. There's a lid that comes up off the top, and then you have several flaps that open up. Okay, there's a hardcover book in here, and the movies are housed. Movies are housed in these little. Hold on a second. See, the movies are housed in this little cardboard slip here on both sides. Talks a little bit about the movies on the little flaps on the inside, and then there's this beautiful hardcover book. Shows some concept art. for the movie, production sketches. Some writings. Now, most of these movies are Spanish, but this book is in English. Some pages from the script. Director's notes. Very, very nice little set. So let's see if I can put this back together here. All right, that is the Guillermo del Toro 3-movie box set. You guys will have to let me know which is your favorite del Toro movie, or do you have a favorite, or have you seen any of them? Be interested to hear that down below. And then the top just goes back over like this, and there you have a little box set. Next one up is the Vampire box set, movie from 1932, directed by Carl Theodor Dreyer. Here's the box, just like the rest of them. It's a 2-disc set. You actually get the entire screenplay as a bonus in this soft cover book. I mean, this thing's over 200 pages. That is a cool little trinket to get in a box set. You can sit and read the whole screenplay for the movie. Very, very nice. And then you have a digipack with the movies, or the movie, the discs, 2 discs. And you have another little booklet. Here's the chapters. Here's the bonus materials. And here is the movie. Now this is the DVD set. And I prefer the DVD set even over the Blu-ray set, just because everything is bigger. You know, you get bigger artwork on the box. You get the book. I don't know if there's a book included in the Blu-ray, but if it is, it's much smaller than that. Here's another pretty thick booklet that they include. So Criterion really takes care of the collector. And here is some more materials about the movie. That's pretty amazing. What a nice set. And we'll take a look at the artwork there on the back of the digipack. And that is Vampire. So we'll move on to the next one. Next is the Videodrome DVD box set. I didn't upgrade this to Blu-ray, and like I said earlier, I doubt that I will. But you get a nice little box set here, a little slip box. Tells you a little bit about the contents. Then you get a Betamax tape replica. So this is just a plastic case made to look like a Betamax. It's got the Videodrome label like you would do back in the day when you're labeling your movies. It's a really beautiful design. I love that. And you get 2 discs there. You get the movie and the supplements, and then you get a booklet here. It's a very thick booklet, very heavy, very nice, solid, heavy set here. And you get some write-ups, and you get some still photos from the movie. And all in all, this is a beautiful set. Production credits. I mean, they give you everything in here. There's the cast, crew. So that is Videodrome, the DVD box set. It is available on Blu-ray. 2-lane blacktop DVD set, movie from 1971. Here's the box. All the info about the contents. And you can see we have a nice thick book here. You have Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys. You have James Taylor, one of the best singer-songwriters of all time. And this is another screenplay, and then you get another digipack, which we'll go through in a minute. But I really enjoy that they add these thick books. It's over 110 pages. Screenplay about the movie. Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Suzanne, the plans they made put an end to you. Walked out this morning and I wrote down this song. Just can't remember who to send it to. All right, that is Two Lane Blacktop. And then here is the digipack. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. So you get 2 discs. You get another thick booklet on the inside. Beautiful set. Beautiful, beautiful set. And then we'll take a look at some of the images on the digipack. Two Lane Blacktop, I recommend it. Okay, a couple more. I know this is dragging. I kind of wish I didn't pull it this many. I have 3 more to go, so I'll try to make this quick. And if you're still watching, God bless you. I really appreciate that. Here's the Beatles, A Hard Day's Night from 1964. If you look inside the box, you can see a crowd of people. It's kind of like an Easter egg. It's kind of like hidden. You can see, it looks like a photo of a crowd. And then you have a digipack here with the movies and a book, a real thick book. Unbelievable. So this is a Blu-ray DVD combo. It's a 3-disc set. It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. Here's the book. Another really thick book. I bet you this is over 100 pages again. Probably 110, maybe 120. I don't know. Doesn't look like they're labeled. Just a guess. But it's a very high quality, thick pages, glossy pages, lots of write-ups and images. Are you a Beatles fan or a Stones fan, if you had to pick between the Beatles and the Stones? Maybe you're not a fan of either. I'm just saying, which one did you like better? Next one is Red River, John Wayne, villain. So this, again, comes with a really thick book. This is actually a book that the movie was based on, and it was called Blazing Guns on the Chisholm Trail by Borden Chase. And this thing is huge. Look at the size of this book. 187 pages. This is the novel that the movie was based on. How cool is that? You can read the whole novel and then watch the movie. There's the Duke. Another thick book. You got 4 discs. So DVD 1 is the theatrical trailer. DVD 2 is the pre-release version. Those are both DVDs. And same thing on the other side. You got Blu-ray 2 is the pre-release, and Blu-ray 1 is the theatrical cut. There's Montgomery Clift, and there's the Duke. Duke doesn't need an introduction. Everybody knows the Duke. And then here's the booklet that comes with the discs. Probably 25, 30 pages. Some nice write-ups about the movies, the movie and the actors. Another home run. This is beautiful. So that is Red River from the year 1948, starring Montgomery Clift and John Wayne. And last but not least is this monster of a box set. This is the Zatoichi, the Blind Swordsman box set. Comes in a very high quality box. I made sure to keep the plastic on this set, and I kind of did a little tape job there on the inside. Just wanted to make sure that I keep this thing as mint for as long as possible. There's some write-ups on the back. There's all the movies that are featured in this set, which we will go through. Beautiful artwork on this set. Really high quality, heavy duty box. And then you get a hardcover book. Beautiful, beautiful. I did an unboxing of this one 2 years ago, but again, so many new people have come since then, I might as well just do a refresher here. A little bit about the transfers, some special thanks, some write-ups about the series, some art there, a little bit about each movie in the set. I know that I watched about the first 3 movies in this set, and Zatoichi, the main character, he likes to eat rice balls. It's like white rice, or they call it sticky rice, the white rice, and they would make like a snack, make them in like a ball, like I don't know, like a donut hole or something, about that same size, or the size of a golf ball or something. And he would sit and eat these rice balls as part of his snack as he's traveling. That was his little thing. He had these rice balls that he would eat. Then you get this huge digipack. I mean, this thing is heavy. And you get the movies in here. Those are the 3 titles. There's 3 discs. 4, 5, and 6. It's a nice little packaging. I like this. It's different. It's pretty clever, and I like the way that they put this together. It's a nice, heavy, thick set. I'm not exactly thrilled about putting discs in a cardboard slip like that. I think they would have been better off getting a thick plastic case with swing trays. But I mean, this isn't bad, I guess. I mean, I would prefer it the other way. But that was my Criterion collection, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I gave you guys some suggestions, and I hope you enjoyed watching, hear a little bit about these releases, and maybe you guys can give me some suggestions. I'm always open to suggestions. Go ahead and list some down below. If you have any questions or comments, of course, just leave those below. And thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Later.